Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Welcome back, students. We are studying India's neighboring countries, especially the countries of Asia adjoining India. In the past, we have studied about the South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation. In that, we have studied South Asian countries and that association as a whole. But now, in this chapter, we are studying individually our neighboring countries. That is the contemporary South Asia. This is the name of our chapter, and in this contemporary South Asia, we are studying individually the South Asian countries and their relation with India. In our last class, we have studied about our neighboring country Pakistan and its political history plus its relation with India. Now we are going to study another country of our neighbor, that is Bangladesh. When we study the history of Bangladesh, we should remember that it has a strong relation with Pakistan. And Pakistan and Bangladesh both has the strong relation, historical relation with India, because in the past, during the British rule and before that, it was the part of India itself. Okay. During the British rule itself, in the 1905, the Bengal province of India was partitioned. It was partitioned, the province was partitioned into East Bengal and West Bengal. We know the intentions of the British, the divide and rule policy. During the British rule, when it came to an end, when we got independence, the British brought the two-nation theory. That is, two nations will be created, India and Pakistan. In this two-nation theory, the princely states, which were ruled by the local rulers, were allowed to join either Pakistan or join the Indian Union, or if they feel, they may remain independent. Okay. And two nations will be created. All those areas which dominated by Muslim population would make Pakistan. So in that sense, Pakistan was made. Now because the East Bengal region was dominated by the Muslim population, it became East Pakistan, and the Pakistan that we have today as our western neighbor, we call it, those days it was called as West Pakistan. Okay. But together it is one country. Bangladesh, it was a part of Pakistan since 1947. It remained part of Pakistan till 1971. After 1971, it became Bangladesh. We will study that history also. Okay. But East Pakistan started its protest against the domination of Western Pakistan and the imposition of the Urdu language and culture over it. See, the Bengalis had their own culture. Okay, the East Bengal had their own culture. They practiced Bengali language, and the rituals also were different from what was practiced in the West Pakistan. So, their culture was somehow dominated by the West Pakistani government. Officially, Urdu was being imposed as an official language, which was not known to the East Pakistani people, and that is why. And also the East Pakistan region was not given much importance in the politics also. They were not given share in the politics, and that is why these people were demanding autonomy. So there was a popular struggle in East Pakistan. This struggle was led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman wanted the independence of East Pakistan from the West Pakistan. It wanted to make an independent country. In 1970, elections were held. Elections were held for the whole of Pakistan, that is East plus West all together. It is held as usual. Government, the Pakistani government, was to be made through these elections. So Awami League was the party led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. There were other parties also like the Muslim League, okay, the Pakistan People's Party. Okay. So such political parties were there, but the Awami League became so popular that it emerged as the largest party. It formed the majority in the whole of Pakistan. Taken together, East as well as West taken together, Awami League won most of the seats and made the majority. It formed the majority. So now the government would be led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the leader of Awami League. And as we know that Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his party Awami League wanted independence of East Pakistan. So it was understood that now Pakistan would break into two. They will rework on the constitution and it will break into two countries, independent countries. The leaders of East Pakistan wanted this, but the leaders of West Pakistan were not ready to give this demand. So they didn't allow this government, this new government, to assume power. The present government did not transform the power to the new government, and the Indian government supported this demand of the people of East Pakistan and they helped them in raising their demand. And there was on one side in Pakistan, the army tried to suppress this movement led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and this movement and its suppression led to a large scale migration to India from the East Pakistan. Many people migrated and took shelter in East Pakistan. This led to the war between India and Pakistan in 1971, and it was a very decisive war for the Bangladeshi people as well as for India also. It was a very big victory for India. Pakistan was defeated and hence Bangladesh was formed with the support of the government of India. After the end of the war, when Bangladesh is formed, now Bangladesh has to work on its constitution. So a constitution was adopted by Bangladeshi people, declaring faith in secularism, faith in democracy and socialism. But the government under Sheikh Mujibur Rahman amended the constitution and formed presidential form of government. He wanted to have a most secure government, so he declared himself the president and he made some amendment in the constitution in such a way that he remains the ruler and the country remains away from any fresh election. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was assassinated and a military rule was established under Ziaur Rahman. He was also assassinated later on. That means Sheikh Ziaur Rahman was also assassinated and the rule of Lieutenant General H.M. Irshad started. So this military coup against Ziaur Rahman was led by Lieutenant General H.M. Irshad and he established his rule. He started his continuing the military rule. So he became a military dictator of Bangladesh. So we can say it was not a stable government when it was formed with the effort of Indian government. It also had to face a lot of ups and downs. A pro-democratic movement started again in Bangladesh, which led to the election in 1991. Since then, a representative form of government is formed, a democratically based government is formed with a multi-party elections in Bangladesh, and it is successfully working as a democratic government in Bangladesh since then till today.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.